And we never met. I'm sipping on this vape. Watermelon smoke stings my eyes. I played a supersonic synth tonight. The noise was for the eyes. Layers of grainy pinks, electric green for a way of seeing flatness. The city was surprising, as in it dulls me all the time. And that keeps surprising me. I think this time, when I walk out my door on a fresh Friday evening after rain, wet leaves sticking to the pavement, I think today the city will be magical. But it's broad streets and intermittent traffic. It's people who dress with a style that looks invisible. Makes me yawn. Yet I'm too cowardly to walk away, because in this city, people are filling the nightclubs with chaos jazz. And it's here that I learned that poems can look like a glass of wine collecting dust, or a man whose face has fallen off. Anne, you were so good. A phrase Laelia tells me, and the center of me boils, ready to rise. A Satan who grabs her molecules and zaps them, turns them to dust. A Satan who spits and moans and messes with mud and cakes her in and buries her in the violence rises like wind and rain in Mexico, and it rises and shatters and breaks. I've been exploring. The internet engulfs me, riding trains of thought and also real trains every day, smoking on this watermelon vape, and it is good. Anne, I didn't know you, but you played my music on your radio station in Texas more than once, and I listened on my smartphone as we lit a bonfire and danced arrhythmically in the woods to sounds of a New York girl and a Finnish man making music across the ocean, and Moses parts the sea. In my dream always, I see a highway in the middle where Moses parted the sea. I sense my feet moving without directing, slowly creeping that highway road as waves hang in pixel-sorted stillness. On the horizon line, Jesus' face is dripping like computer-animated wax. Into the sea of Moses, Jesus turns it yellow and orange, and when I touch it, it touches back and sticks to me. Anne, I'm sorry you died young, only a few years older than me. I'm sorry that person in the car didn't see the stop sign. We chatted 2 days before. You were going to send me copies of my out-of-print chapbook. I wonder where they've gone. Did a close relative throw them out, or are they in boxes of your things to be sorted over time by the living and those that love you? You're with Chris now. He died on the bottom of the Delaware River. What is one thing you dislike about your country? Roberta, my Italian student, asks. The vastness, I reply. Sometimes I feel like I'm lost in it. It's so big here, and there's so much, and I feel like I am nothing at all in the face of all these colossal states. A tape gets warped and plays itself back. The boombox is magic. The shaman is magic. Something inside me is blocking the horizon line. The borders are jealous and swell with greed. Someone in the muscle memory. I remember from a book, as if it were my own life, something Charles Olson said. Not as Charles, but as bold black text on a cream page. Maybe last winter. Maybe 10. Latal loves Nabokov. That's her jam, she says. But she doesn't say that. She says something like that. She couldn't get into Tolstoy or Thomas Mann, but Nabokov, yes. So I tell her he had synesthesia, and that I have it too. These things make her light up. A true scholar, it's in her blood. Her love for new information makes the amber in her eyes glow. She reminds me of Marjorie Miller in that way, the philosophy professor I had in college. So genuinely inquisitive, a kind of respect for all life filtered through questioning. There's a group on Facebook called Questions, where people just ask questions. There's another one called Observations, where people just state observations. There's another one called Bad Superhero Names. People just post bad superhero names. There's another group for queers cruising in the Bay, and one in Chicago. There's another for glitch in every subgenre you can fathom. There's a group for deep dreaming and a group for 3D printing. There's a group for projection mapping and a group dedicated to holograms. There's a group called Moonblood, where women post pictures of themselves covered in their blood. These are the ones I belong to. But there are a vast multitude of others, so far from my existence. Super secret hate groups with neo-Nazis waving 8-bit Confederate flags. I'm sure those must exist. The opposition is always near. The darkness always lurking and threatening to swallow us whole. And the internet, one giant semiotic masterpiece of human desire. My thread is filled with artists. The scrolling delights me and saturates my senses. Oceans travel to me and research on faraway places. The Caspian Sea, the nameless mountains. I've climbed them in dreams and will climb and climb again. Cross the Bering Strait tonight. Melt text onto the side of a mountain and yell Spanish prayers into valleys. Sophia will contact me soon. She wants me for my supersonic synth, to paint layers onto what she has already painted. The first time I ever saw her was in Noble Square, thrusting her sweet penis into a pink cake with vanilla frosting, as SEIC students watched attentively and scribbled notes feverishly in their minds. The city is so drab. The city is full of life. Each apartment a buzzing cubicle, the multitude of minds intersecting and cross-hatching an endless series of sketches. Can you feel them all? Like infinite cells dancing, hopping, mimicking and drawing circles and squares. Occasionally, a trapezoid rises like a phoenix from the geometrical ash. These are the ashes I sprinkle on Rudo's grave. I buried you here, Rudo, right here. Every goddamn thing an epilogue, every turning and ending and more. And more than that, I feel you too much, and I cannot feel you at all. You played a damn trick on me, and you played it so well.